Sparta is known for its fierce warriors, harsh discipline, and legendary battles. But today we're not talking about warriors on the battlefield. We're talking about one of the most influential and remarkable women in ancient Greek history, Gorgo, the Spartan queen and wife of King Leonidas. You might know Leonidas as the heroic king who led 300 Spartans against the Persian army at Thermopylae, but Gorgo's role in history is just as fascinating. Her story is one of intelligence, leadership, and bravery that deserves just as much attention. Gorgo was born around 506 BCE into the Spartan royal family, the daughter of King Cleomenes I. From an early age, she was surrounded by politics, war, and the unique Spartan way of life. Unlike other Greek city-states, Sparta gave its women more freedom, education, and influence, and Gorgo took full advantage of these opportunities. Spartan women were expected to be strong, both physically and mentally, to raise the next generation of warriors. But Gorgo's brilliance went far beyond these traditional roles. She was a political advisor, a strategist, and even a spy when her city needed her most. One of the first recorded stories about Gorgo shows her sharp mind at a young age. When she was just a girl, her father, Cleomenes, was approached by a foreign ambassador who offered him a bribe. Gorgo, standing by her father's side, gave him a warning. "Father, you should not take the bribe, or this man will corrupt you." Her words struck Cleomenes, and he rejected the ambassador's offer. This early anecdote demonstrates how Gorgo was not only observant but unafraid to speak her mind, even to a king. It was a rare quality for women in the ancient world, but in Sparta, women like Gorgo were taught to think critically and act boldly. Years later, Gorgo married Leonidas, who would go on to become one of Sparta's most famous kings. Their marriage wasn't just about personal connections, it was a union of two powerful minds. Gorgo wasn't just a silent partner, she was an active participant in Spartan politics and military strategies. She advised Leonidas on matters of state and war, making her a key figure behind the scenes in one of the most militarized societies in history. One of Gorgo's most famous contributions to history came during the Persian invasion of Greece, led by King Xerxes. According to the historian Herodotus, Gorgo played a critical role in decoding a secret message that warned the Greeks of the Persian plans. A messenger brought the message to Sparta, but it was hidden beneath layers of wax, making it appear like a blank tablet. The Spartans were confused until Gorgo suggested scraping off the wax to reveal the hidden message underneath. Her quick thinking allowed the Greeks to prepare for Xerxes' invasion, and it's no exaggeration to say that her actions may have saved Greece from being overrun by Persia. But Gorgo's influence wasn't limited to decoding messages or giving advice to her husband. She also had a profound impact on Spartan society itself. One of her most famous quotes is a response to a woman from Athens who asked, "Why are Spartan women the only ones who can rule men?" Gorgo replied, "Because we are the only ones who give birth to men." This statement perfectly captures the Spartan view of women, not as submissive figures, but as strong, capable, and equal partners in building a powerful state. Gorgo embodied this philosophy throughout her life. As the wife of Leonidas, Gorgo faced immense personal challenges during the Persian invasion. When Leonidas and his 300 Spartans marched to Thermopylae to face the Persian army, Gorgo knew the odds were slim that he would return. Before he left, Leonidas reportedly told her to marry a good man and have good children. But Gorgo was far more than a grieving widow. She carried on Leonidas' legacy and ensured that Sparta remained strong even after his death. Her role as a Spartan queen also extended to diplomacy. Unlike other Greek women who were often confined to their homes, Spartan women like Gorgo had the freedom to engage in public life. Gorgo used her position to influence alliances, manage resources, and maintain order in a time of war. She understood the delicate balance of power in Greece and worked to ensure Sparta's survival during one of the most turbulent periods in its history. Gorgo's intelligence, courage, and leadership were recognized even in her own time. Herodotus, one of the greatest historians of ancient Greece, wrote about her multiple times, something he rarely did for women. Her legacy was not just tied to Leonidas's heroics, but stood on its own. She proved that women could be just as influential in shaping the course of history as men, even in a society as male-dominated as ancient Greece. The story of Gorgo is a reminder that history is not just about kings and warriors, it's also about the women who stood beside them, advised them, and in many cases outsmarted their enemies. Gorgo was not just a queen, she was a leader, a strategist, and a symbol of Spartan strength. Her life challenges the traditional view of ancient women as passive or powerless, and shows us that even in the harshest of times, intelligence and determination can change the course of history. Today, Gorgo's legacy lives on as an example of what can be achieved through courage and intellect. She was more than just the wife of a famous king. She was a force of nature in her own right. Her story reminds us that behind every great leader, there's often someone equally remarkable working to ensure their success. In Gorgo's case, she wasn't just standing behind Leonidas, she was standing beside him, shoulder to shoulder, as an equal. And that perhaps is her greatest legacy.